What's up guys, Gajira51 here, also known as Richard Manzo, and today we're going to be talking about The Flash Season 2. So I've actually talked about The Flash before on the channel. If you guys want to go ahead and watch that video, that was a while ago. That was actually for the Season 1 finale. So yeah guys, if you guys want to go ahead and watch that, you guys can. But yes guys, so today we're going to be just talking about The Flash Season 2 and my thoughts. So first off, I just have to say, I absolutely loved this season of The Flash. I mean, I even loved it better than the first. In the first, it was great, you know? And this one, it just takes everything and just puts it to another level. So there's so much to talk about in this season, though. The action is great. The acting is definitely improved. The characters are just so likable. And the special effects are top-notch for TV. So to start off though, let's just go ahead and go down the list with all the characters and just talk about, how they affected the season and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and start off with Cisco and Caitlin. Now Cisco, oh my gosh, I love Cisco in the first season. He was great. He was such a nerd, but he gets the vibing powers. It's so great. He gets the vibing powers from the comics, it's just awesome to see him. And it's cool though because like he has these powers, but he's just not like he's not fighting with Barry. He's working with him, he can go through other like dimensions and stuff like that. He can see. It's just really great. We also get to see Caitlin kind of have powers. In Earth 2, we get to see Killer Frost straight from the comics, which was just also awesome. I really love that, with all her ice powers and stuff like that. Plus, she does actually develop a relationship with Zoom, just goes to show she cannot keep a boyfriend. Now for Joe and Iris. Joe and Iris are pretty much the same. Joe is still the voice of reason, the father figure to Barry. I actually did really like, though, what they did with him with Wally this season, how, it shows that he kind of feels guilty he wasn't there for him, and it just makes him act more like a father just in general. It's really cool. It's just really cool to see what Wally does to both of them, I guess you could say. But now for Iris, she's still the love interest and stuff like that, It's still good, and I have to say she is a lot more likable this season. Me personally, I didn't hate her last season. I thought she was alright. I thought she was a little annoying at sometimes, Thought she was a little damsel in distressy, if you ask me. But now she's strong. Now she knows who Barry is, the Flash, She's just, fighting metahumans, working with the team, and she's just overall a lot more likable. Now, last season, I was so upset when the Reverse Flash died. Not because the Reverse Flash died. I wanted him to die. But because Tom Cavanaugh, I thought he was going to have to leave. But guess what? Nope. He is... he came back and is playing Harrison Wells again from Earth 2. And it's just so freaking awesome. I love that about him. It's weird because it's like he never really left. And I just love that so much. This Harrison Wells, though, he's also not clean. He's dark. He has secrets. He's trying to get his daughter back from Zoom. It's just really cool. It kind of reminds me of Liam Neeson a little bit from Taken. It's just really cool. And he was just by far one of the best parts of the season for me. Now we have Wally and Jesse. They were okay. Wally, I like what they did with his mom dying and stuff like that, making Joe feel guilty for him not being there. But let's be honest, that kind of was unfair. Joe didn't even know he existed. His mom didn't tell him. But yeah. Also, I love how he did not become a speedster this season. They even teased us in episode 20 and 21. It was so great. But he gets shocked with the lightning from 20, and then, in 21, Joe tests him by dropping the mug Iris gave him. But guess what? He's not a speedster, and I love that about it, and it's just really great. Maybe he will become a speedster in season 3. I kind of know how, but we'll talk about that later. But as for Jessie, she was alright. She was the daughter, and, her whole purpose was to be rescued. She's smart. She helps out the team. But I have to say, the actress who plays her and Tom Cavanaugh, they really seem to have, actual good chemistry. They seem like a real father and daughter at times, Now we have Zoom, and let me say, Zoom is amazing. Not only does he look amazing, he does, but he also is scary as hell, literally. I will say the story behind Zoom is kind of cliche. It's not nearly as good as Reverse Flash, because Reverse Flash was, not only did he kill his mother, but he's been controlling his life. At the end of season 1, he was like, Barry, how are you going to get on without me? I've always been there. I like that about him. His whole mom, the abusive father's mom being murdered, kind of cliche to me, but still, he's just awesome. He's menacing, he's scary. Hats off to Teddy Sears, man. I mean, come on. But also, I saw, actually, Kevin Smith was talking to him, and he was saying how hard it was to play the good guy, Jay Garrick. And that's also really cool, how he plays Jay Garrick and then becomes Zoom, tricks him. But he was saying how hard it is to play the good guy, and it was just easier to play the bad guy. And Zoom actually says that in an episode, and I'm like, come on, man, that's you saying that. That's all you. And finally, we have Grant Gustin, who plays Barry Allen, the Flash himself. And I have to say, just an amazing job again. I don't care how good Ezra Miller is. The true Flash, at least in my heart, will always be Grant Gustin. He is just amazing. There's not really much to say, he's still the hero guy, but I just love how he can go to being happy on top of the world to dark, losing everybody. It's just so great. So, great job, Grant Gustin. Now for my overall thoughts on the season, I guess I would say that the first two episodes are kind of the slowest. I mean, the weakest one to me is episode 1 and Ronnie's death. I mean, that's another reoccurring thing. Like, characters you forget, like Ronnie. And do you guys remember Patty? Do you guys even remember that she existed? I mean, come on, like the whole long distance thing. Why does long distance matter when you can run to China and back? You've done it before. When you can run so fast you can go through time. That was just stupid to me. But yeah, like I said, the first two episodes kind of slow, but once you start getting that Earth 2 stuff, it just you're hooked basically. My favorite episodes though, so the first one I would say is episode 11, Return of the Reverse Flash, I think it's called. It's just really cool to see him back. It's cool to see him how he came back before everything happened in season 1, and it's just really cool, like they work together. I really enjoyed that episode. We also have episodes 13 and 14, which is Welcome to Earth 2 and Escape from Earth 2. That's just so cool to see everything, all the doppelgangers we get to see. We get to see Vibe, we get to see Killer Frost. It's just so cool. We get to see all the Zoom hideout, the Man in the Iron Mask. I just loved everything about that. That was just so great. Then we had episode 21. Now, episode 21 was probably the most emotional episode for me. Episode 20, that Barry dies, but the Speed Force saves him. Episode 21, he basically has to get over his mother's death and, escape the Speed Force. But the way it does it, like, the Speed Force, disguises itself as people from Barry's life, and it tells them that. But, like, Joe, Iris, Barry's dad, and then Barry's mom, and then the part where they read the runaway dinosaur thing, the one thing that the Flash has done that not even Daredevil has done is made me cry. It's come close, but the Flash, it made me tear up a little. And finally, the finale. So yes, guys, I said I would talk about the finale, and let's just go ahead and get right into it. Now, I was so excited for this, and actually it didn't record on my TV, so I was so upset because I couldn't watch it the night before. I was doing something else. I was so upset, but yeah, the finale is just awesome, so let's go ahead and get into it. So in episode 22, actually, Zoom kills Barry's dad. And I was like, all right, I want to see just Barry, dark and depressed and just vengeful, So first thing he does, he goes towards Zoom, he starts fighting him, and they go into the city and stuff like that. And then a time remnant comes. Time remnant of Zoom kills the other Zoom. You guys all know this, but I mean, it's just really cool. And then they're at the funeral, and then he's basically like, I'm gonna kill him. So then they go back to Joe's place, and then Iris and them are talking, and then Zoom comes back and he's like, I want to race you. And then, they're all talking at Star Labs, like, okay, you can't do it, Barry, he'll destroy the multiverse, it's what he wants. And he's like, I can't do that. And the one thing that surprised me, or two things, Barry was like, not only do I want to kill him, but I want to see him suffer, basically torture him. And I was like, whoa, man, that's pretty dark, And then Joe was like, I'm sorry for this, but I can't let you. So he shoots him with the tranquilizer dart and then locks him in the metahuman cell. And I was like, wow, man, that's pretty harsh. So basically, though, they try to capture Zoom, it doesn't work and stuff like that. Joe gets captured, and then with Wally knowing Barry's the Flash now, he releases him, and it's up to him to fight Zoom. Now, I'll say something. Usually, I find the fights are a little underwhelming. They're not as satisfying. But this one, oh my gosh, the action and special effects were phenomenal. I really loved it. The final fight, when they're going around the thing, and then Barry starts to slow down and stuff like that, and then a time remnant comes up Barry, and then, like, the part when the time remnant sacrifices himself, I was like, oh, where he, like, kind of, like, fades away, gets, like, destroyed. I was like, man, that's sad, but also just epic, and he fights Zoom and stuff like that, and he's about to kill him with the little phasing thing, and then what happens is that the Time Reapers, I think that's what they're called, right? They come through the portal and take Zoom away, and then he turns into Death, or Black Racer, whatever you want to call him. I'm so excited for him to come back. It's just so awesome that happens. And of course, we have to talk about the ending. The ending was also great, where after the conversation with Iris, they kiss, he's like, I love you and stuff like that, and then he's like, I'm sorry I have to do this. He goes back in time to the night his mother died. And then what does he do? Oh, he stops Reverse Flash, knocks him out, and then you see season 1 finale Barry looking at him, and that's the Barry that goes, no, don't do it. But then you see the season 1 finale Barry fade away, and this one just goes over to the mom and is like, okay, you're fine, I'm not gonna hurt you. And that's it, it ends. Now you guys know what that means. That means Flashpoint Paradox. And I have a few theories. I think Wally, this might be where he becomes a speedster, since he won't be, Barry. Also though, as you guys may know, Supergirl is now moving over to the CW, so maybe that could have something to do with it. I don't know, I'm just so excited, but overall guys, the Flash season 2 was just so amazing. I love the Flash, it's so much fun. There's not a TV show that I look forward to more besides Daredevil maybe, But it's like, oh my gosh, every time on Tuesday, a Flash episode ends, I'm like, come on, get to the next one, So yeah, guys, but thank you guys so much for watching, though. Please read, comment, and subscribe. Give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Also, though, guys, tell me down below, did you guys, like, Season 1 better than Season 2? I like Season 2 better than Season 1 personally, but go ahead and tell me down below. But thank you everybody for watching, and then Gojira 54 out.